of the last 7 between these two ball clubs. Last year, Sacramento winning both matchups. Cleveland starting a long road trip tonight. Don Vaden, Tim Donaghy, and Leon Wood. The Cavaliers will visit the Clips, Vancouver, Golden State, Portland, and Denver before returning home. So the first of a 6-game road trip for Randy Whitman's Cleveland Cavaliers, and it will be Cleveland with the first opportunity.
Well, one thing we'll see from Cleveland, they're going to play more of a half-court game. They really don't want a lot of possessions, a lot of points scored. They like to keep this game in the 90s if they can.
And Murray, no, Divot's boxing out on Gatling, but Gatling was able to leap and grab for the second chance. And so already early in this game, something that has plagued the Kings on this homestand, second chance opportunities, and Cleveland takes advantage of one right there.
Yeah, Kings just simply the weakest part of their game as a team is rebounding the basketball, and that showed up right there.
Christie blocked by Weatherspoon, and Miller straight at Williams. And it's quickly 4-0.
Well, Andre Miller, the second-year guard out of Utah, just outstanding all-around point guard, but especially good in the open court. Makes almost no turnovers.
And another trend on this homestand, with the exception of the Phoenix game, has been slow starts. And here's another one.
Yes, it really has been. You know, I know Rick Allen's very upset about that, but just one of those things. Seemed like his team has not got out of the gate very well.
And right now it's 6-0. The Cavaliers hit their first 3 of 4. And we have only played 1 minute and 10. And the Kings, Chris Webber takes care of that little 6-0 run.
Well, Chris Webber is certainly going to have an advantage on just about any matchup that he sees with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Clarence Weatherspoon's a very good player and it's very strong, but he is about 6'6", 6'7" at the most. And Chris is going to be able to kind of go over the top whenever he gets the opportunity.
Would the same be true for Vlade Divac on the offensive end as well?
It'd be more than true, no question. That's why the Kings need to go inside in the half court.
And Stojakovic makes it a 2-point game.
Well, good look ahead by the Kings. Pager running the floor, getting the finish. And certainly that's what the Kings need to do. Speed this game up, get it a fast tempo, but when you are in the half court, play the power game, go inside.
And Gatling powers his way in from the baseline with the left hand. 8-4 Cleveland.
Now this is also a tough matchup for Vlade Divac. Chris Gatling, very mobile, very much like a Lawrence Thunderbird, a little undersized for a power forward, but very mobile.
Murray got him on the follow-through and paces Stojakovic to the line to shoot a pair of free throws. First foul of the ball game.
Well, one thing you'll notice right away in the Kings front line, they're really bigger and taller at every position. So here again, that's why we say kind of go inside, you know, play the power game.
Murray, who picked up the foul, underwent a bone scan on his face Tuesday before coming here. Well, folks, get on Kings.com, and in particular, Chris Webber needs your vote. It is very close between Chris, Kevin Garnett, Tim Duncan for the starting position in the All-Star game. Again, visit Kings.com. Just get to your computer at home or at the office. Voting ends this Sunday, so go online and vote today. And the Kings come up with a turnover and a chance to tie it. Williams. That's good, though. I mean, even though it's a turnover, aggressive. Let him drive to the basket.
Yeah, that was a good good decision by Jason. Certainly just a little bit of a tough luck, but able to get right on the basket. Just lost the ball at the last second. That's what you want, as you said, Grant. I mean, Jason Williams can penetrate on just about anybody. That's what he needs to do.
Well, Gatling is off to a good start. He's hit all 3 of his shots. He's got 6, and the Cavaliers lead by 4.
Yeah, they may really have to make a switch and maybe possibly have Chris switch to Gatling if Gatling is going to go outside on the perimeter like that against Vlade.
And Webber fouled en route. Chris Webber to the line for 2. And Spoon not happy with that call.
Watch Chris Gatling here. Now he's taking Vlade Divac out away from the basket. That's a tough matchup for Vlade, and Chris Gatling just shooting, using his quickness to shoot over the top. So that's just a matchup that the Kings may have to give a little help with. You know, Vlade still is the center. Used to playing guys in that paint.
Well, the Kings entertainment team will not be performing Saturday at Bel Air and Gold River due to changing weather conditions. So we'll keep you up to date when that may be rescheduled.
Changing weather conditions are absolutely terrible right now. So if it changes, that would actually be better, right?
Well, you know what? I just read what's put in front of me. I don't analyze it.
And you do a good job at that.
You know what I'm saying?
You know, darn near average. Well, Chris Gatling really just feels he's got an advantage, and he's taking it to Vlade.
Well, I'll tell you, Gatling, and he's got to be very happy with his start.
Now here's Chris Gatling gets Vlade off his feet, fakes the little up fake, and that gets Vlade up and moving up off his feet. And of course, Gatling's very quick, gets to the basket. Vlade's just got to stay down, try to, you may have to give up the perimeter shot, but you don't have to give up the drive. 75%
shooting. The Cavaliers are right now at a very high clip. Kings at 66%.
Well, we saw that with Minnesota, and I started off shooting 70% for the first quarter.
Jason from 20. Yes.
Well, nice look from Peja Stojakovic. Penetration. He finds Jason. Jason usually finds his teammates. It's good to see teammates find Jason. And we see a switch. Chris Webber now taking Gatling.
Jackson. And a bump foul on Christie. Non-shooting.
Now watch Jason Williams. He just catches the ball off of a penetration by Peja. Has a good look at it. Look at how comfortable he looks right in the middle.
Boy, the Kings will play Denver, and they're red hot. They have won, I believe, 9 of their last 11. Then their road trip to Houston, and another hot team, Dallas. So this is a big game for Sacramento to make sure that they don't squander this opportunity with the big road games upcoming. And Stojakovic off the steal. 1-on-2, and now he has an opening. A 3, and we're tied at 13.
Well, and Peja Stojakovic finding the hot man, and that hot man is Jason Williams.
So 4 minutes into the game, we're tied. Speaking of the hot hand, how about Gatling? He's got 11 points already.
Well, he's treating Chris Webber just like he treated Vlade Divac, just shooting the ball in.
Oh! Stojakovic with the offensive rebound. And that's what you can do definitely against a Cleveland team that's been decimated by injuries up front.
And that's what you must do. You've got to get some second chance point, get these team guys in foul trouble.
I think somebody needs to maybe bump Gatling off the court for a second here. I'm telling you, he can't miss, Jerry.
My goodness, he may be going for 70.
Well, we've seen some high individual performances on this homestand, Jerry.
Well, yeah, always somebody's a threat to get 50.
Miller, no, but he follows up his miss. That should have not happened.
Well, great hustle play by Andre Miller. And that's the way he plays. I mean, he's one of those guys that gives it to you every minute he's on the floor.
Look at that, Cleveland, 9 of 12. And Webber, before the shot is fouled. And the Kings will inbound the basketball. Jackson on the foul, his first. Boy, Gatling's coming out of the game, and you got to wonder why is he coming out of the game? Did he ask to come out?
Only thing I could figure is maybe his left elbow got strained or something.
No, really? Why would you take him out right now?
I say I think he must have asked that. He might have been winded or something. Obviously, that's not a thing a coach would do normally.
20-17. Well, in the meantime, you can't miss his replacement as Tractor Trailer has come in. Robert Trailer at 290 pounds.
He is the full 18-wheeler.
Miller left open, rebound Divac, and he was fouled, but there was no whistle.
Yeah, the tractor fell on Vlade there.
Williams, and it counts. And interesting because Andre Miller thought that Jason used his off arm to push off. He may have been right, but still, you got to like the aggressiveness here by Jason.
Now watch Jason. Really, he just is too quick for. There's the foul already, so there's no push off. That's a very good call. Another look at it. Jason Williams just a little hesitation. Gets by Andre. He's already by him, and that's when the bump occurred.
And again, what we're seeing is something that Jason can do on a fairly consistent basis, and that is getting by his man off the dribble.
Yeah, he's just such a not only quick and fast, but he's so good with the ball both ends. So he has ability and he's a threat to penetrate, and he should do it even more.
Spoon, and he's tied up by Webber on the block. Kings looking for their first lead of the ball game, and it will be up to Webber. Rebound Miller. Cleveland 17 and 15 on the year. They have lost 8 of their last 10. 3-on-2. The no look to Peja. Kings have their first lead.
Well, now that's a way to run a fast break. Nice little outlet, and Chris Webber finds Jay Will. Jay Will finds Peja.
I think that's more open space than the Kings had the entire ball game at Cleveland in the first week. Jackson from 3. A 7-0 Sacramento run. Webber from the drop ball.
Well, some neat little pass work from Jason Williams. but C. Webb not able to finish.
And now it's a 2-on-1 developing, but Murray able to knock it away, and Jackson out of bounds. Timeout, 5 minutes, 11 seconds left. A high-scoring start to this one with the Kings leading by a deuce. Well, the Kings leading 22-20 here in the first quarter. We now join Jim Kozimor. Coz?
This is the second meeting between the Kings and the Cleveland Cavaliers. The last time these two teams, one from the West, one from the East, played each other back in Cleveland, and the Cavs get the overtime win. When West teams play East teams, though, it's usual that the team out West does well. Look at the head-to-head numbers, sheer dominance by the Western Conference, and more teams with 20-plus wins. One thing to note, though, out of the Eastern Conference, there are 3 clubs that are above 500 against the West. One of those teams is these Cleveland Cavaliers. Let's go back to you guys.
And Chris Gatling back in with a red-hot 14.
Yeah, 6 for 6. You can't be much more productive than that. And yeah, he is obviously a case where it's either equipment or a little winded or something. And Randy Whitman didn't take any time getting him back in.
Well, as soon as he left the game, the Kings were able to take the lead. Weber, no. Trailer with the quick outlet. Gatling had a bounce off the shoulder, and now it's back the other way. Weber. Oh, and the Kings squander a wide-open dunk opportunity.
That's just one of those turnovers you just can't believe, because any kind of a soft pass gets you a basket. You know, they're
just lay it up there. Huh?
Just, yeah, anything. You could drop kick it to them.
And it will stay Cleveland ball with 11 on the 24. Four minutes, 40 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Jackson and Williams tried to hit the streaking Doug Christie, and he had to wait for it. And that ball thrown out of bounds. So careless turnovers on consecutive possessions.
Yeah, just here again, Rick Allen was just beside himself, as I certainly would be, because just totally unforced turnovers. So far, anytime the Kings have taken their time, they're going to get easy shots. Neither team has defended the other as yet, so turnovers are doubly bad in that situation.
Now Murray, the turnaround. And the Cavaliers shooting percentage now slipping a little bit here in the first quarter after a red-hot start. Weber!
Well, Robert Traylor really made a bad decision, tried to steal the pass to Chris Webber, didn't get it, and of course that leaves the basket open, and of course C. Webb's going to take care of that.
24-20. Oh, a nice spin by Lamont Murray. Jason Williams has 9 first quarter points.
Well, Jason Williams really pulled the trigger on that one. Listed a little shake and bake and dropped the defender back in the well.
Boy, I'll tell you, they are shooting the lights out here in the first quarter. Both teams red hot, and it's 26-25.
Well, Chris Gatling's hot. I mean, it's almost like golf. Y'all just call it a gimme. You don't have to shoot it. Just go out of bounds. 17 for Gatling. 10 to shoot. Weber, and he was able to sidestep Traylor. The two Michigan Wolverines going head-to-head. Robert Traylor, Chris Webber. Certainly Chris, if he can get Robert Traylor, even though he's much larger, getting down low, he's going to be much too quick.
Murray, turnaround hits, and it's 28-27.
Boy, the former University of California Golden Bear is one of the premier shooters in this league.
1 point, Sacramento lead. Divac has an opening, and he's fouled by Traylor. And when we return, Vlade Divac will be at the free throw line. Boy, look at his scoreboard with 2:31 left. A lot of points. Kings by 1. Kings by 1 with 2:31 left in the first quarter. And tonight's In the Zone is brought to you by AutoZone. The right part, the right price, and good advice. Antonio McDyess, last 5 games on fire, and that's the Kings' next opponent, the Nuggets, on Friday. And boy, I'll tell you, speaking of a guy that's on fire in this building, How about Gatling?
I mean, this is a wildfire here. I mean, Chris Gatling is just making, and they've all been perimeter shots outside. Look at that, 17 points, 7 out of 7 field goals.
His season high is 19. He's got 17 already.
Well, the guy's just, I mean, he's always been a streak shooter and a streak scorer, but I don't think I've ever seen a better streak than this.
And the Kings go up by 2. Pollard has to wait because Divac is at the free throw line.
Probably Chris Gatling is saying, bring in Scott Pollard too. You know, just line him up. Well, both teams have certainly been offensive fireworks.
And Christie anticipating that pass. Kings by 3.
Well, Jim Jackson not doing much right for the Cavs so far.
And Miller breakaway, and Williams with a smart foul in the open court. But that now allows Scott Pollard to come in. Divac's out, but a good heads-up foul by Jason Williams in the open court because it's only his first, and it's just the 3rd Sacramento team foul.
Yeah, and both teams being very careless with turnovers. Now there's the foul, and like you say, that's a good foul because the Cavs were 2-on-1,
right,
and likely to get a layup.
You know, the funny thing is on that replay, it looked like an inadvertent foul. I don't think Jason at the time.
No, let's give him credit for a good foul. We'll give him full credit.
All right, there you go. Jackson against Christie. And Jackson, no. Pollard. And a quick outlet.
Well, Scott Pollard coming right in and established himself on the board.
Williams tees up a left wing 3. Jason Williams with 10.
Well, Jay Will has really got it going.
33-27. Jason 3 of 4, 2 assists. He has actually 13 points.
And taking the nice assist from Doug Christie and just really setting up on it. And in the middle, he has got the stroke tonight.
And Gatling. And he hot dogs it.
Can I tell you what? If you're shooting like he is, you ought to be able to hot dog it. I mean, he has got a stroke going.
19 for Gatling. 33-29. Weber, no. And finally, it's Murray with the rebound. Murray's, nope, off the mark. And out of bounds to Sacramento.
Now watch Chris Gatling. Just steps back here, gets a nice little pass from Andre Miller, sitting on it. And is that in the well or what? And he's saying, this game is so easy.
Ten to shoot. Knocked away and a turnover. Spoon able to flip to Jackson.
Well, Kings, another turnover.
Miller with the pull-up. And a 33-31 first quarter score. Boy, that's a dangerous pass that was almost picked off. Christie looking for his first points. Pollard offensive rebound, and the Kings will hold, or will they? No. Peja. That's where you say, no, 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 yes.
Well, I think that's the thing. Peja Stojakovic, he's open. I think you always say yes.
Jerry, the Kings have 3 players in double figures already in the first. Oh, Gatling, turn their sprinkler systems on. Chris Gatling is on fire. 22 first quarter points for Chris Gatling. And at the end of one, it's lights out here at Arco. 36-34. Weber with 10. Gatling with 22. Wow. Well, the Kings lead this shootout by 2 as we get ready to start the second quarter. Hey, folks, the Regional Sports Report is on the air tonight and every night at 11. Get a half hour's worth of the day in sports, Bay Area style. Join the gang. They got a lot to talk about tonight on the 11 p.m. Regional Sports Report only on Fox Sports Net. How about Chris Gatling? That was just an incredible 12 minutes of basketball.
Well, he put on as good a shooting display as we've ever seen. Look at that. 9 out of 9, 22 points. You cannot be more productive than that.
And he did it in 10 minutes. He sat down for 2 minutes.
Well, that'll wear you out scoring that many points.
Williams, speaking of on fire, They want to just clear the court and let Gatling and Williams play a little one-on-one.
Yeah, just play horse. You know, just call your shots.
16 for Jason Williams, 39-34. Jackson, no. The Kings line up Williams, Berry, Pollard, Stojakovic. The setup to Peja. Can't do it any better than that.
You really can't. Great outlet. Jay Will finds John Berry. John Berry finds Peja. Everybody running the floor. Really, the key so far is Jimmy Jackson has just been totally unproductive and has given the Kings a chance to get out and run off his misses.
Yeah, Jackson is 0 of 5. And Pollard. And the Kings 41-34. Look at Jason, bottom of the screen. He wants that basketball because he's just hot. The pass, though, was a little bit too far. Oh, a nice pass to Pollard, and you see the foul on Gatling. First foul on Gatling.
Now watch this fast break. Here's Jay Will pushing the ball, finds John Berry. John Berry, little drop-off pass, just perfect to Peja, in stride, little kiss off the glass.
Jason Williams, 16 points, 5 assists. And now Hito Tokolu will check in. And Peja Stojakovic comes out. Peja and the Kings very well offensively with 41 points. Weber muscles in.
Oh, you gotta love that move. Chris Weber is so good down there, especially with that half hook. Nobody's gonna stop him there all night, I can guarantee it.
Kings second round draft pick, Anthony Johnson, into the ball game.
Yeah, Anthony's probably a good pickup for this team. Should get a few minutes and going to play good solid defense every night.
And the ball goes back to Sacramento.
Now watch C-Webb. He backs Witherspoon down, just too big for him. Now watch this little turn right over the top of that half hook. That is just a gorgeous move. C-Webb unstoppable there. Well, it's good to see Jason Williams aggressive, looking to shoot the ball.
Well, that was a bad pass.
Yeah, just really not the angle he needed. Two defenders looking for it.
Tokolu with the wraparound foul, his first team foul on Sacramento. Well, I know one thing that Rick Adelman is happy with is that based on the last game against Minnesota in the first 14 minutes tonight, the Kings look like they're out of their offensive slump. And Jason Williams hears it from the crowd as he leaves with very impressive numbers, as we pointed out.
Well, Jay Will came out aggressive. I think carry over from the Minnesota game where he really was very aggressive in the last few minutes.
But the only problem, and it's like a replay from the other night, though, is turnovers. 8 turnovers already for Sacramento.
Yeah, and 4 just simply unforced, silly turnovers. I mean, you just know you can't defend them.
Kings on a 7-0 run. That's an illegal defense. Hey, folks, the next time the Kings win at home, save your ticket stub. It's worth a free Carl's Jr. Western Bacon Cheeseburger with a large beverage purchase. Carl's Jr., without us, some guys would starve. Well, Rick Adelman and the Kings leading 43-34, their biggest lead in this first half. Kings basketball on Fox Sports Net. We'll be right back. Kings with the basketball. The officials thought that we were playing under last year's rules. The timeout is under 9 minutes in the second quarter. Johnson off the miss from Weber. And Trajan Langdon into the ball game, working with Gatling, Johnson, Murray, and Spoon.
Yep. Scott Pollard now on Gatling's. Rick Adelman trying a lot of different things.
Well, you know what? That's good defense, too. You just running into a guy that can't miss.
Yeah, and Chris Gatling's looking over and say, Coach, you got anybody else over there you want to try? I mean, he is feeling it. He doesn't think anybody can guard him, and right now I'm beginning to agree with him.
43-36. Oh, Weber went up for that, and he finds Jackson. And Bobby Jackson continues to struggle offensively on this homestand.
Well, watch, here's Chris Gatling. Scott Pollard's playing good defense right with him, staying down. Now watch him, kind of bodies him. Look here, getting big right at the shooter's face, but no avail. I mean, this guy's as hot as anybody I've ever seen.
JB, a good look from 17. No. Rebound, Gatling.
Well, normally when you talk about the great players in the league, you don't mention Chris Gatling, but maybe you should. He certainly is tonight.
Murray against Tokolu. And the help defense, and it counts. Foul is on Turkoglu with second, and now we get the mandatory timeout. 8 minutes, 35 seconds left first half, and it's a 43-38 Sacramento lead here on Fox Sports Net. See what Jim Kozimor is up to. Coz?
Gang, we're upstairs, second deck, because we got some crazy Kings fans up here, and we're going to meet one of the craziest. We call this guy Sign Man. Look at these guys, they're nuts. This is Sign Man. He comes prepared with signs of all kinds. Sign Man, what do you got for us?
Right now I've got "We Believe, Now Do It." That means we believe it all the time. They can come back no matter how far down they are or how far away they are, because they know they've got our spirit with them at all times, Coach.
Absolutely. Now, what about the one you got over here? You got Weber, NBA MVP, more signs and more fans. I'll tell you, second deck Sign Man, this is the place to be, right?
Yeah, because this is where we party all game long. Deja vu all over again, and he's proven it again this year. He is the man when you want somebody to put it in there for you.
Let's go back downstairs, guys. They're going nuts. Go back downstairs.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, Sign Man needs to get excited. You know,
That's right.
he just got to
My
get a little
in-laws
enthusiasm.
My in-laws sit. They were on camera there. They row right behind him, and they just love his enthusiasm. They said he is dynamite.
He's
a great fan.
I was looking for a Grant Napier sign. I didn't see any.
He's got them.
Okay, just check.
You can't show those on TV though.
As well, you shouldn't.
43-39. Hito with a good look from 2. And Gatling with the rebound. So Cavaliers on a little bit of a run here. They were down 9, and they've cut it to 4.
Yeah, both teams have had their hot streaks and now cooled off a little bit.
10 on the shot clock.
We'll see Webb really working Chris Gatling.
And out of bounds was Langdon.
Well, that was just great defense by Chris Webber. I mean, he really got into Chris Gatling, worked him hard, really forced the turnover.
Well, you look at that, 24 for Gatling, 15 for the rest of the team. And I'll tell you, the last thing Rick Adelman wants tonight is another buzzer game, you know, a game that was undecided with 30 seconds left. And Pollard, layup good. But I'll tell you, from a coach, you've been there before, I mean, just every game on this homestand has been right down to the wire.
He really has. No, he'd like to have an easy one, but hey, he knows this is a pretty good team.
Yes, it is.
It's a team that beat him before, so they know it's going to be tough.
Oh, Spoon, no. And it is Pollard running it down. And Gatling broke it up out of bounds, so it'll stay Sacramento basketball.
Kings fortunate there. Not a good pass. Now here's Chris Webber finding Scott Pollard. Now just what a beautiful pass. 2 straight possessions. Webber forces the turnover by playing great defense, then makes the play to get Scott Pollard the basket. That's why he's one of the best players in the world.
And a pass broken up and a turnover. 9th Sacramento turnover, and Langdon goes all the way. Kings really hurting themselves, Jerry, with miscues. And right now it's a 4-point lead.
Yeah, really the Kings have been very good taking care of the basketball this year, but quite honestly tonight it's one of the worst performances we've seen so far. Very careless.
Yep. 9 turnovers and make it 10. And now Andre Miller is going to come in.
Well, the thing that I'm sure hurts Rick Adelman the most here, the turnovers are bad enough, but the thing is Cleveland's defense isn't that strong. So they're, you know, quite honestly, if you take care of the basketball, you're going to get a good shot. May get a wide open shot, in fact.
Miller to the baseline, gets the step on Bobby Jackson, and Pollard fouled him. Scott Pollard with his first personal. And now Vlade Divac is going to come in for Chris Webber. .6:34 left here in the half. Jackson, Langdon, Traylor, Miller, and Gatling, who set an Arco Arena record for 22 points in the first quarter. That ties a mark set by former King Mitch Richmond. Gatling, oh man. Can you believe that, Jerry Reynolds? It just bangs hard off the window, and he now has 26.
I guess I better believe it. I mean, that was a difficult shot.
And Hito, yes, 47-43.
Good to see Hito aggressive. Using that left hand very effectively. Very skilled young guy. Gatling.
this time the kick out. 7 to shoot. Gatling. Oh, a pass behind Miller, and the Kings with numbers if they hurry. JB finds Tokolu.
Well, very unselfish. JB had an easy look, found Hito for an easier one.
And a 20-second timeout call by Randy Whitman. 49-43 with 5:31 left. Gatling, 26 first half points.
Poor thing.
Stand back, miss. We'll save the dog.
Who are you guys?
We're Sacramento Kings fans. Section 110.
That's a good boy.
The most powerful fans on earth.
下一则新闻是今天下午进行的中原总决赛，大家都在观看着、等待着这一个激动的时刻的到来。这位选手，他已经做好准备了，大家报以热烈的掌声。他已经做好了准备活动，两个眼睛紧紧地盯着这棵树，他正在做着准备活动。他先向以前的长者行着礼啊。
Kings basketball is brought to you in part by Southwest Airlines. Log on for low fares at southwest.com, a symbol of e-freedom. Glad to have you with us here at Arco Arena. And you can experience the difference of the Folsom Auto Mall, the official auto mall partner of the Sacramento Kings. Jason Williams back in. And what a first half so far, 16 points and 5 assists. What a difference he makes to the offense when he's shooting the ball like he is tonight. Jackson wants to work on Hito. Hito playing with 2. And Jackson does indeed draw the foul from Vlade Divac.
Yeah, really, Vlade came over to help in that. Looked like Hito got a little bit of the ball. I think Vlade's kind of questioned exactly what he did, but it's not going to change.
So Jim Jackson to the free throw line looking for his first points of the game. Well, folks, this summer you can watch former Olympic champions Yolanda Griffith, Ruthie Bolton Holyfield, and the Monarchs. It's the best women's basketball players in the world. Call 916-419-WNBA. That's 419-WNBA to place your deposit on Monarchs season tickets.
Well, Jim Jackson, it's about time he's probably glad to get that free throw in. That basket is probably starting to look like a thimble to him. He hadn't been able to get anything to drop.
49-44. Divac now the double team. Jason will try it again. This one is short. Vlade Divac with the offensive rebound.
The Kings really like to get a clear-out situation, force the Cavaliers to double team Vlade.
Hito. And tractor trailer with the board.
Well, good patience by the King. Hito had a very good look, just didn't get it to go.
Gatling, finally a miss.
Well, just leave him open. That's the key.
And that was a good pass to Hito. He just couldn't handle it, or at least from this angle it looked like a good pass. But
well, it was good enough. I think he was really trying to think about making the shot before he caught the ball.
And Christie in. Hito is out. Peja 13 points, 3 rebounds. So we'll set the lineup. It's John Barry, Jason Williams with Stojakovic, Pollard, and Divac. Christie will come in at the next whistle.
Well, you get the feeling that if the Kings could just take care of the basketball, they could get a little margin here.
Yeah, 11 turnovers. Gatling blocked, and he forced a jump ball. The Kings defense did. So Gatling will step into the circle with Pollard.
Now here's a pass. Chris Gatling gets up in the air, nowhere to go. There's Vlade Divac just staying big. Call the jump ball. Really, could have been a travel.
Well, actually, it's Divac and Gatling. Leon Wood steps between the big men. And it's Christie. Oh, a nice lead for Jason Williams. And he left it short.
Yeah, there's a situation, just a gorgeous lead by Doug Christie. I think Jason was really worried about getting the shot block. Probably shouldn't have been. Just take it strong, see what happens.
Gatling 2 more. He's got 28. Well, he's definitely on pace for the big 5-0 tonight. And the foul called on Traylor. So Weber in, Pollard out. 12 points, 5 rebounds for Weber. And now Weatherspoon comes in. Traylor out. .46 with 3:43 left in the first half. And if it goes, no, he'll have to go to the line and earn it. Kings 7 of 7 from the free throw line in the first half.
Well, what you like to see about that, that's just something Vlade Divac go at Chris Gatling, make him guard somebody. He's obviously killing everybody offensively, draws the foul, and you know, try to put a little pressure on Chris Gatling on defense.
See the numbers from the line, perfect for Sacramento. 50-46. And Sacramento 9 of 9 from the stripe.
It's good to see Vlade get that free throw stroke going. Really hasn't shot them as well as he has through his career, but those look very good.
5-point Sacramento lead. Gatling. Spoon off the air ball.
Yeah, Gatling missed that shot so badly it really fooled the rebounder. There's just no way of timing a complete miss.
Now the step back 16-footer, and now it's Gatling with the rebound. 4th rebound for Gatling, and the Cleveland Cavaliers only down 3 on the attack. Well, he had to cool down sometime. Spoon, and again, a second chance opportunity.
Well, here again, Cleveland Cavaliers getting back in this game off the boards, out rebounding the Kings now.
51-50. You know, Chris Webber can do that all day, can't he? I mean, that just looks so easy.
Well, he can, against just about anybody. Certainly, he's quicker than guys that are bigger than he is, and then he's stronger than guys that are smaller.
14 for Webb. And a foul on Doug Christie. That stops the clock. And a timeout, 2:25. Kings leading this one by 3. Sacramento, Kings hit the road for a game in the Mile High City on Friday. And you can watch it right here on Fox Sports Net. That's right, Kings and Nuggets from Denver Friday at 6.
And I can't wait. That's going to be a lot of fun. I have to wait, though.
I'll tell you, Denver's playing as well as anybody right now.
They're playing very well. Antonio McDyess has been on about a 5-6 game tear, just unstoppable. Watched him last night against Vancouver, just playing, just making all the big plays.
And they're winning right now, Denver on the road at the Clippers by 7. How about Portland winning at Philadelphia tonight?
Well, Portland right now is the best team in the NBA.
That's right.
There's just no question about it. They struggled a little bit for a while, but
you knew that wouldn't continue.
Absolutely did. You knew they were just too good.
53-51. Jackson 0 of 5 floor, 2 of 4 from the line. Sacramento's about the only team Jackson hasn't played for in his career, huh?
Yeah, well, of course, his career isn't over.
Yeah. Weber, oh, look at the block by Traylor.
Well, great timing by Traylor. Weber stays with it. Says block this one, and he got a little bit of a touch to it.
A couple of Michigan guys going at it there, Jerry. Miller, layup good, and we're tied at 53.
Well, great effort by big tractor Traylor. Stopped a sure basket by C. Webb.
Christie has not scored yet. Nice feed to Webb.
Well, C. Webb he's going to keep taking that ball to the rack. He knows that the odds are with him.
55-53. Traylor just pounds his way into Pollard.
Yeah, that looked like, I don't know what a foul would be, but it looks like when you turn and just put your elbow right into a guy's chest, knock him backwards. That might be one.
Is that not I mean, we've heard so much about the term dislodging. I mean, what the heck is that?
Well, that's just, yeah, that little pass dislodging.
And nice underneath shot by Pollard, 57-55.
Well, really good movement without the ball by Scott Pollard, and Paige Stojakovic been very good finding people tonight.
And the Kings come up with it. Under a minute. Christie looking for his first field goal. And he's 0-3. Peja fouled, and he'll go to the line for two. Weatherspoon with his second.
Now watch Chris Webber worked inside, finds a little drop off from Doug Christie, goes right at the rack. Little body control there, hangs so he doesn't get a shot block. See, Webb's one of those guys that if you stop him one way, he's going to make adjustments.
And Bohannon's going to come in.
Yeah, just recently picked up on contract due to the injuries. Elbert Bohannon's been around the league a little bit. Little coffee stops here and there. More of a shot blocker, not much of an offensive player, which means he'll probably go for 30.
58-55, and Peja Stojakovic now has 15. Let's see if they go down on the block for Jackson. Now Christie pushes him out a little bit.
Well, Christie has just really made it tough on Jim Jackson. I don't think Jim's had a good look yet.
Well, I'll tell you, and he forced that. He's just frustrated. Christie's doing a marvelous job on Jackson.
Yeah, I think the Kings will be very thankful for Jim Jackson because he's forced a lot of shots when really everybody else on the Mavs have been the Cavaliers have been very effective.
Kings holding for the last shot. Those clocks are really not balanced. For all intents and purposes, the shot clock is off. Oh, Jason may have hurt himself. Uh-oh. And at the horn, no. Let's hope Jason Williams is okay. He took a nasty spill and he limps off a little bit, but fortunately, looks like he's all right. We've played 24 minutes of basketball, and the Kings take a 59-55 lead into the locker room. We'll be back. Got our halftime festivities coming up on Fox Sports Net. Basketball is presented by your Northern California Toyota dealers. Sacramento Kings fans, test drive a Toyota today. By Pepsi, proud to be the official soft drink for your Sacramento Kings. Experience the joy of cola. By Carl's Jr. Without us, some guys would starve. And by the Folsom Auto Mall. Experience the difference for yourself at the Folsom Auto Mall. Highway 50 between the Hazel and Folsom Boulevard exits. Or visit us online at folsomautomall.com. 59-55, Sacramento leading by 4 here at the half. Tell you, one of the guys on the Kings that just is tremendous in the community is Lawrence Funderburk, and he's the focal point of our halftime tonight. Here's Jim Kozimor.
Funderburk recently was the recipient of the NBA's first Hometown Hero of the Month Community Service Award, presented each month of the season to an NBA player who has demonstrated excellence in his community. Funderburk was selected based on the outstanding work he has done through his newly launched Lawrence Funderburk Youth Organization.
I remember when I was little, I would always ask a lot of questions, and I still do, and people say, man, you ask too many questions. And I said, how am I going to learn, right? Well, I think we both made a commitment to this program about 3 years ago, and it's just something that we feel that it's necessary to do. What are we here to do?
Work better.
How are we going to do this?
Work harder.
If we do this,
success will come.
Lawrence meets on a regular basis with students of Glenwood Elementary. He feels that these meetings will provide activities that will enhance the moral, educational, and social development of at-risk youth.
I always felt that if there was ever an opportunity for me to give back, I wanted to make good on that promise. I always told God that if I ever was put in a situation, I would always try to help people, and that's something that I always try to do. I think sometimes my wife thinks that I'm too generous sometimes as far as giving help to people, but it's something that it's in my nature.
One of Funderburk's goals is to expose underprivileged youth to educational or entertainment field trips. With help from the Sacramento Downtown Partnership and the Firehouse Restaurant, these kids were treated like kings, and were given a new look on life thanks to Lawrence.
He put that ideas in my mind for my future, for I can do stuff with my life.
You know, when you're in school and you do good on a test, you get a star or you get a scratch and sniff. And I think just doing programs like this, it really helps the kids, and it really shows them that, you know, although we stress a lot of very important things to them, we want to have some fun as well.
Just to see them smile. It's the most important thing.
Well, yeah, if we make a difference in one child's life, we're making a difference in the world. Definitely.
What are we here to do?
Get better.
How are we going to do this?
Work harder.
If we do this?
Successful.
Good job. Dig in.
And unfortunately for Lawrence, he injured his knee in practice yesterday, and today was placed on the injured list, and the Kings activated their second-round draft pick from this year, Jabari Smith. We'll be back with more here on Fox Sports Net. We'll look at the out-of-town scoreboard. Kings leading 59-55 here at the intermission. Back here at Arco. Well, folks, on the field, they're invincible, but off the field, they're all too human. Fox Sports takes a look at the athletes you thought you knew. Isaiah Thomas grew up on the mean streets. He developed a fury that few ever saw. Find out the Isaiah Thomas you never knew as Beyond the Glory takes you inside the hidden world of sports' biggest stars. Beyond the Glory, Sunday at 8, only on Fox Sports Net. Well, right here, it is 59-53, one of several games tonight in the NBA. We show you the out-of-town scoreboard. And we begin on the East Coast where Boston gets their first victory under the new coach, 88-76. Seattle, their second road win in as many nights. Toronto hammers Detroit 110-85. Elsewhere, Portland knocks off Philadelphia in a big-time way. How about Dallas, man? They just keep on moving right along. They crunch Minnesota. That is the 14th road victory for Dallas this year. And the Clippers leading Denver in the second quarter, 48-36. We'll be back. We'll have some first half highlights and stats. That's next on Fox Sports Net. Back here at halftime, Kings 59, the Cavs 55. Grant Napier along with Jerry Reynolds courtside, and man, lights out. I'll tell you, both teams shooting the ball very well, Jerry.
Well, they really have, and especially a couple particular guys. Chris Gatling for the Cavs.
Wow.
Jason Williams for the Kings, and Wells Page Starkovich also. But definitely a lot of offensive fireworks. If you like scoring, you had to like the first half.
Yeah, well, Gatling tied an Arco Arena record for 22 first quarter points. He was unstoppable.
Well, he really was. Got it going early, hitting the outside shot against Vlade Divac. Now, once he established that outside shot, shows he can go to the basket with a drive. Nice little head fake. And not to be outdone, shows he can also make the three. They were just simply nothing Chris Gatling wasn't doing on offense. Jason Williams really had it going for the Kings. Knocked down his three right in the middle early on. Felt good about his shot, so wasn't hesitating. And you saw that one right in the middle, and then established the drive based off of that outside shooting. So Jay Will, big, strong game offensively.
And you see Sacramento at 52%. Perfect on their free throws, 50% from beyond the arc, out rebounding the Cavs. Fast break points in favor of Sacramento. Not good, though, in the turnovers. 13 turnovers for the Sacramento Kings. Why don't we revisit our Pepsi Key Challenge matchup, Jerry? And you see Chris Gatling and Vlade Divac, quite a disparity right there.
Well, yeah, really, if this were a boxing match, you'd have to throw in the towel. But it's not, and that's the good point. And certainly not just Vlade, but everybody has tried Chris Gatling, certainly Chris Webber. You saw Scott Pollard.
Right.
I think even Doug Christie had him for a play or two. So Rick Adelman has tried everybody. But hey, when a guy gets it going, sometimes it's hard to get him to stop.
Well, on this homestand, Allen Iverson got it going. Tony Delk had it going. Chris Webber had it going. I mean, it's been that type of 2 weeks, and right now Chris Gatling has it going. But it is the Kings who lead on the scoreboard, 59-55, and that's the most important thing. I know Rick Adelman's just looking, though, to see if this team can play 4 quarters of basketball. I'm talking about Sacramento. They played pretty well against Minnesota the other night without too many lapses. I really don't think, though, that Rick Adelman wants to have this game tied with a minute left. He would like a little bit of a breather.
Absolutely, and I think the thing he's going to, really encourage his team to do, take care of the basketball.
Absolutely.
Really, just about everything else is fine. Obviously, Gatling has put on a show, but there's a good chance he'll cool down. The rest of the Cavs have been held pretty well. So it's a matter of just take care of the basketball and get a little help on Chris Gatling, wait for him to cool down. Things ought to take care of themselves.
And the good news, Jason Williams is playing as well offensively as we've seen him in a while.
Really, really has been. I thought that was such a key for Jay Will to have that strong fourth quarter against Minnesota, made big play after big play, and now he's carried it over into this game. So it's always good. You know, I don't care how many years you've been in the league, how young, how old you are. You know, this game is based on confidence. So right now, Jay Will's got a lot of confidence.
Yeah, 6 of 9 shooting from the floor for Jason Williams. So after 2 weeks plus 24 minutes of basketball remain on this homestand for Sacramento to get that big W before they embark on that 3-game road trip. We'll be back, and we'll have the start of the third quarter for you. 59-55 Kings at the intermission. Your Northern California Toyota dealers. Sacramento Kings fans, test drive a Toyota today. By Pepsi, proud to be the official soft drink for your Sacramento Kings. Experience the joy of cola. And by Folsom Lake Ford and Folsom Lake Toyota. No matter where you are, no matter what you do, you see them everywhere. Highway 50 at the Folsom exit under the flag. (59-55), yes, fire up the Weber, absolutely. And the Kings looking to increase their record to 23-9. Peja Stojakovic in this ball game, shooting the ball 5 of 6.
Well, very active, running the floor. They're getting the pass from Jay Will. Jay Will finding Peja again for the 3. Certainly Peja had it going. Teammates looking for him. Chris Webber also had it going. Watch his power move. Tractor Trailer makes a mistake trying to steal the ball. Now here Tractor Trailer leaves his feet. See Webb makes him pay with a jumper off the glass.
And we look at the numbers on Chris Webber. 16 points, 6 rebounds. And Peja with a very good percentage. 5 of 6 with 15 points and 5 assists. Let's now join Jim Kozimor. He's with John Wetzel. Koz?
Thanks very much, guys. John, that first half for Chris Gatling, that's a game for some guys. He has 28. How do you stop him?
Well, he's made some tough. He made shots early where we didn't come out and play him. Vladdy didn't get out, and then he made, I think he made his 3 threes, and then we guarded him, and he made some real tough shots. You know, it's one of those nights where he's shooting the ball awfully well. I think the biggest thing we got to do is try to guard him before he gets the ball. We're letting him catch it wherever he wants. We're going to try to come out and deny the ball a little bit.
High-scoring first half. Will you continue a quick pace or try to slow it down?
We'll try to run when we can. The thing we've got to do is eliminate some of the turnovers. We have 13, and that's too many. We averaged 14 for the whole season, and we're almost there in the first half.
John, thanks very much. Go get a win.
Okay, Jim.
There you have it. That's John Wetzel. Right now, the point guard matchup, though, is being won by Jason Williams. He's having a good night against his counterpart on the other side. That'll be fun to watch in the second half. Grant and Jerry, back to you guys.
All right, Coach, and Chris Gatling taking a lot of shots, but a high percentage. I mean, he's made 12 of a 17, and this took some work tonight to do his shot by shot because there are a lot of circles on there, Jerry, and you look at the white, they are the made shots.
Yeah, and some of them run together, and there were very few black dots until just right at the end of the half, but really doesn't tell you the whole picture because several of those shots were open, but there's 3 or 4 of them that were absolutely almost impossible shots that Chris Gatling made after he got the hot streak going.
Well, it does show you he likes that right side of the floor. A lot of his shots coming from the right angle.
Well, he's much like Lawrence Funderburk. He likes to start there, and if he has to put the ball on the floor, he's got his left hand to get into the paint.
Well, you see Gatling leading everybody with 28. Williams and Weber with 16, Peja 15. Well, the Kings will, they may need directions to the airport tomorrow. It's been that long since they've been on the road. But 5 of the next 6 will be away from home, and I'll tell you, there are some tough opponents. We talked about Denver, Houston, and Dallas to come home and play the Celts. Then they're at Portland and at Seattle.
Yeah, well, as you know, when you look at the schedule in NBA, it's always going to even out.
And there it is. Denver on Fox Sports Net, Saturday, Monday radio, Wednesday radio. At Portland, that happens to be a national television game on NBC. And then at Seattle on the 21st. Weber leads the Kings out with Divac, Stojakovic, Christie, and Williams. And there is Weatherspoon, who will be on the front line with Murray and Gatling. And the backcourt of Andre Miller and Jim Jackson.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see not only which team comes out and makes shots, but who establishes they can guard the other one. So far, neither has.
Christie on a nice feed, and that is the first basket by Doug Christie, and Weber set him up perfectly.
Yeah, and that was a call play. Certainly Rick Alderman at halftime set that play up. They wanted to get Doug Christie going. Chris Weber found a way to.
Miller, just 4 of 10 shooting, looks to throw down low, and nobody there. He had a little miscommunication there with Spoon. Randy Whitman wanting to know what play set that was.
Yeah, that's either a terrible pass or the worst shot of all time.
Divac. Vlade Divac now the kick out. Peja with a 3. And Weber had it picked off by Murray.
Well, a great idea by Chris Weber. If the ball had got through there, Peja would have had a layup.
Miller stays with it. Murray foot on the line. Nobody picked up Spoon, and he's fouled by Divac before the shot. No, it's in the act of shooting. They're going to call 2 shots for Weatherspoon. Vlade Divac with the foul. 3rd foul on Vlade. Well, folks, new merchandise comes into the King store on a regular basis, and you can come shop in the team store during their regular hours from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. That's Monday through Friday here at Arco Arena. 6-point lead. Spoon makes the first. Weatherspoon, 7 points, 6 rebounds. $61.57. Hey, stop by McDonald's today for your choice of 2 sausage McMuffin with egg sandwiches or 2 Big Macs for only $2.22. Only $2.22 because of McDonald's. We'd love to see you smile.
Well, Chris Weber felt he was pushed on that play. No call. Again, just turns into a turnover.
And Murray, or rather Miller, walk turnover. Will go back to Sacramento. 10th Cleveland turnover.
Now watch this miss lob. Jay Will hits Vlade Divac, who's going to Chris Weber. We've seen this play so much. Chris does look like he gets pushed in the lower back by Jim Jackson. No call.
Eight on the shot clock. Williams, a real good look from 3. Yes. 19 for Jason Williams.
Oh, it's good to see Jason's teammates looking for Jason because he has got the strokes tonight. Shoot it.
Sacramento 50% from downtown. Jackson muscles his way in and finally buys a field goal. That's his first basket of the game.
Yeah, Jim Jackson really needed that, but that worries you because he's a guy who can put up big numbers.
And off the miss, 2-on-2 the other way. And Christie got him on the hand.
Now watch Jay Will. C. Webb finds Jay Will. Look how comfortable he is. Nice stroke. Look at the rotation on the ball. Just absolutely perfect. That's picture book shooting.
Well, his season high is 21, so he has 19 at the moment. Jackson, some daylight. Blocked by Divac. A 5-point Sacramento lead. A 3, and it won't go. Weatherspoon with the rebound. Gatling. Not this time. Divac with the board. Kings look to break out 3-on-3. Williams. And it's Weatherspoon.
Well, the ball game going up and down the floor. Nobody making shots.
Yep. Here we go again. You're right about that.
I mean, certainly both teams ought to be able to get in shape here because it's been some nonstop running.
Combined 3 of 12 are the teams here in the third. 7 to shoot. Divac with 4. Jason has to fire a 27-footer. Murray with the rebound.
Well, not a good offensive sequence by the Kings. Really didn't get into any place at all.
10 on the shot clock. Miller stops, fires, no good. Rebound, Divac. Stojakovic has a step, and he's fouled, and the basket counts. That is a bad foul by a veteran ball player, Jim Jackson.
Sure was, and Peja Stojakovic knew he was going to get fouled, took the ball strong to the basket. Watch this. He knows he's going to get hit here, so he doesn't break stride, just goes ahead and takes it, finishes the play, chance for a three-pointer. That really play set up by the great outlet, Jason Williams. Jay Will just has those great instincts. He sees the whole floor. Sometimes you think he sees too much, but that time just perfect.
67-59. We have played 4 minutes of this third quarter. Kings with the 8-point advantage. Gatling, a left hand short. And it's Weatherspoon and a new shot clock to work with. Christie went for the steal. And Miller has a clear path to the basket. He's fouled and he'll go to the line. Looking for the three-point play. Chris Webber with his first personal foul.
Now watch Doug Christie misses the steal. Now here's Andre Miller just going right to the basket. Looks like the foul's called on Chris Webber's left hand. Got into the body a little bit of Andre Miller. Rick Alleman not in total agreement with that call.
Well, I think what he's saying is, how about Argstar? Can he please, get some calls at the other end? He's only been to the free throw line twice, and that's been a repetitive pattern for Chris Webber on this homestand.
But one thing Chris needs to do, to get to that line, you really got to go to the basket more. Shooting jump shots really not going to get you there. Clearing the side now for C-Webb, see if he can draw the double team, which he always does.
Nice ball movement. Oh, what a setup to Divac. Divac. Boy, Jason Williams with the draw and feed to Vlade Divac.
Well, just using that quickness, penetrating. Anytime you can penetrate, draw a couple defenders to him, you're going to create problems for the defense. That's what he did.
69-62. Kings with a 7-point lead. Gatling. And Gatling has an even 30.
Yep, Chris Gatling had missed a few shots in a row, but definitely back on target, looks like.
That's a very careless pass, and Sacramento turns it over for the 17th time, Jerry.
Yeah, that's really the Achilles heel so far tonight, doing a lot of things well, handling the ball, not one of them.
And a corner three is good. So, you get a careless turnover, and at the end of the game, you add them up, and hey, a little play like that, that'll take and really hurt you.
Well, like I say, each time you don't get a shot, you're taking away points from yourself.
That pass hit Vlade Divac on his head, goes right back to Jason Webber from the top of the key. And right now, the Cavaliers can tie the game or go ahead with a three. Maybe. There would be a three. I thought Jackson was going to step back and fire that, but instead he goes to Murray. Nice pass to Jackson. Boy, what a setup by Jackson. And Rick Adelman needs a timeout. Cleveland right back in it. We are tied. It is 69-69. 7-0 Cleveland run. We're tied at 69 here in the third. We check in with Jim Kozimor. Coz?
The Cleveland Cavaliers are an interesting mix of guys. They made that big three-team deal in the offseason that had them lose Shawn Kemp. Many thought once they made that deal, they wouldn't have anybody to compete. But, they also made other deals, and as part of them, two of the most well-traveled guys in the NBA are on their roster right now, including the guy who's scorching the Kings with 32 points, Chris Gatling. In his 10th season, this guy is playing on another ball club, 7 teams, 7 trades, and his mate, Jimmy Jackson, in 9 years, 7 teams, 5 trades. These guys are very well traveled, and right now they've traveled here to the capital city, and they're hanging tough for this ball game. Let's go back to Grant and Jerry.
All right, Coach, thank you very much. Jim Jackson One of the players he was just talking about.
Yes, interesting. Chris Gatling made the All-Star team for Dallas and then was traded shortly thereafter.
That's right.
So that's one of your all-time classics.
Weber pushed a little bit. And Divac with the tip, but before the shot, a foul called on Vlade Divac. Oh man, I don't know about that one.
Vlade would agree with you. Here's Chris Weber going to spin away from Clarence Witherspoon, gets it up on the glass. Looked like it's going to go in, but doesn't.
That's Vlade's fourth personal. Fourth foul on Vlade Divac. He'll come out as Scott Pollard checks in.
Well, we didn't really see where the foul was supposedly committed. Must have been before the tip.
So now Cleveland can take the lead. Nope. Jason Williams in the backcourt with Christie. Pollard, Weber, and Stojakovic up front. Five minutes. Here's the double team.
At that time, Chris Weber really didn't concern himself with the double team, knew the shot he wanted before the second man got there, just shot that half hook right in his face.
And you see the carry called on Lamar Murray. And that's going to be Sacramento basketball and a delay of game warning as Murray threw the ball out of bounds.
Now here's Lamar Murray. When I watch him, as he makes his move, watch him get the hand on the ball. There it is. And officials are looking to make that call a little more, and I think that's a very good thing. Certainly that's a tremendous advantage for the ball handler if you're allowed to put your hand on the ball and carry it a step.
And an illegal defense is the call with the Kings leading by 2.
Randy Whitman not sure about that.
I believe that's the second, isn't it? Yep. Technical foul, and Christie will go to the free throw line. Kings looking to go up by 3 here. Christie, 84% free throw shooter.
Well, Randy Whitman, a former King, as is his top assistant, Mike Woodson, both just class young men. Certainly did not like that illegal defense, but looks like he's going to have to like it because of another one. There's Mike Woodson, just a terrific player in his own right, both Indiana graduates, he and Randy Whitman. And Mike Woodson not in agreement with that illegal defense. Well, if the Kings can keep getting illegal defenses, just stay on this end and shoot free throws. And Leon Wood, the official, explaining to Randy where the illegal defense was.
Well, this is a team you want to get a lead on because the Cleveland Cavaliers, Jerry, have not lost a game this year when they lead going into the fourth quarter. 12-0 are the Cavaliers when they take the lead into the final quarter. Jackson, and he had to fire as the shot clock was winding down, and Weber runs it down. Oh, what a move by Weber. It would not fall, and here comes Cleveland. Switch of the hands by Spoon, and Pollard finally comes up with it. And it will be out of bounds to Sacramento. Actually, the foul called, the second on Murray, and 73-69. We're under 4 minutes left here in the third.
Here again, when you let a road team, the longer they play with you, the more they feel confident about winning the ball game.
Yeah, we saw that with the Indiana Pacers. And Murray pulls down the miss. Four points, Sacramento lead. Gatling short. And it's out of bounds off Pollard. The Kings turn it over for the 17th time.
Well, there again, now that was an unselfish move by Page, but he had an open shot. And it would have taken a spectacular pass to get there. Sometimes open shots are better than spectacular passes.
Miller stumbles, able to flip to Murray off the deflection. A three. And it's Stojakovic. 2-on-1. Williams, a spectacular move. Put it in the book and send them to the line. Oh, boy.
Jay Will in the open floor. I mean, he will get your blood curdling.
And he has just gotten this crowd very much into the game. What a move by JW. He has tied a season high with 21. This was beautiful. The Sacramento Kings official Automall partner is the Folsom Automall. Experience the difference today at the Folsom Automall.
And watch Jay Will here in the open floor taking a pass from Page. A little dipsy-do. How do you like that with the left hand? Just a gorgeous move, Jay Will. Another look, loopity-loop to the hoop.
And Jason Williams with tonight's In the Zone, brought to you by AutoZone. The right part, the right price, and good advice. He has tied a season high and looking to eclipse that here, and he does.
Well, anybody that doesn't enjoy Jay Will, watching Jay Will play when he's going good, just simply does not enjoy basketball that I can see. I mean, he does some spectacular things every night.
I think the real bright spot in all of this is that the Kings are 22-9, and Jason really has been kind of shy offensively in the first 2 months of the season.
I agree. I think as he's gotten a little more aggressive here tonight than the previous game, really makes his team better.
Oh, what a pass, and Stojakovic has the Kings rolling. Christie set him up perfectly. A 9-0 run, and it's 78-69.
And that was just two outstanding passes. Cross-court, Jay Will, Page to Doug Christie. Or vice versa, I think, Doug Christie to Page. However,
Gatling has 34.
Chris Gatling, just the time you think he might go away, he comes back. It's kind of like Jason in those Halloween movies.
Under 2 minutes left. 7-point Sacramento lead. Stojakovic off the curl. That's a tough shot by Jason. 5 was on the shot clock, and he had to fire. He tried to create and was forced into a fadeaway.
Doug Christie doing a nice job on Jimmy Jackson. Jimmy Jackson trying to use all of his moves and tricks, getting nowhere.
And that's a goaltend on Webb, 78-73.
Yeah, I don't think that ball was going in, so it's one of those cases where Clarence Weatherspoon gets this ball in really deep. Now watch C. Webb. Now that's got to be goaltending. That was really a little bit off to the left.
Yep. And the back of the iron. It's yeah, no question. 10 to shoot. And a foul on Spoon. That's the first in the last 2 minutes for Cleveland. And for the first time tonight, we're going to get a look at Cedric Henderson. Murray sits.
Cedric Henderson has started a couple years for the Cavs, but not played much this year. Not ready on that particular play.
Well, Chris Webber just said welcome into the game.
I mean, that's one of the reasons when you check into the game, you're supposed to check in to the game.
80-73. Jim Jackson, 1 of 8. And a bump foul by Pollard. Scott Pollard picks up his second foul. So free throws upcoming. Rick Adelman not happy with that call, but I think that is the correct call. So Weatherspoon to the line. Clarence Weatherspoon, 6'7", 265. Weatherspoon in his 9th season.
Out of Southern Mississippi, very athletic. People thought he was going to be the next Charles Barkley. Obviously, that hasn't occurred.
Nope.
But here's C. Webb just going right after nobody picked him up. Here again, Clarence Weatherspoon let him go. Henderson not ready. But Weatherspoon, a very good player, just has not been able to reach all-star caliber.
80-75. Weber has, I thought he was going to have 2 more there. And that will go to Sacramento. 32 seconds left.
Well, see Webb unhappy with himself there, as he should be, because he knows that was a point-blank little 2-foot hook. Just missed it.
Chris is just 9 of 23 in the ball game. Actually, when you look at Chris Webber's shooting percentage this year, it's below his average, which is over 50%. Chris Webber shooting at 47% this season.
Well, both teams' field goal percentage dropped dramatically here in the third quarter. Both below 50% significantly.
So Cleveland's going to take the clock down as far as they can. And Miller's fouled. He'll go to the line with 7.9 seconds on the clock. Jason Williams on the foul. So Miller, 11 points. He's been to the line once. As a team, Cleveland 9 of 11. Sacramento is 15 of 15 from the free throw line.
Well, Kings plenty of time for a last shot. Should have no trouble getting the ball into play and a good look at the hoop. Although we've said that many times before.
Yes. Plenty of time here. That is a nice play.
Just sheer speed by Jay Will gets the Kings a hoop.
82-77 Miller. If it goes, it will count. And so the Kings take a lead into the fourth quarter. When the Kings lead going into the fourth, they normally win. 82-77. We'll be back for the final 12 minutes on Fox Sports Net. Lead 82-77. Well, nightly at 10 and 12, it's the all-new National Sports Report, the show that gives you a complete wrap-up of all the day's sports news with internet interaction, scores and highlights, opinions, and analysis. The National Sports Report, nightly at 10 and 12, only on Fox Sports Net. Well, the Cleveland Cavaliers 35% in the second half. Sacramento 36% after shooting 52. And Jason Williams having a season high performance. Chris Webber has 20, although he's just 9 of 24 from the field.
Yeah, Chris has probably had one of his weaker games in the sense of the shots around the basket. I think he's probably pretty happy with the shots he's been able to get, but just had some tough luck so far.
Well, he's got his work cut out for him on Friday. Antonio McDyess.
Well, he sure does. Well, see, Webb will rise to the task. He almost always does.
Yep. And Jackson with the rebound. Jackson starts with Christie, Pollard, Stojakovic, and Webber.
And boy, that was a nice defensive sequence by Doug Christie. Jim Jackson trying everything to get a good shot, couldn't get one.
Yep.
Settled for a bad one.
And Webber counts. Chris Webber off the continuation.
Well, you really like to see that from Chris Webber. He had Robert Tractor Trailer guard him out high. Now he knows he can get by him off the dribble, does that, draws a foul. Here's a whistle, takes it to the basket. That's just an all-star play.
You know, you were talking about Christie a minute ago. You look at his numbers in the box score, 29 minutes, 1 of 5. You know, 1 rebound, 3 assists. It just does not tell the story of how effective he's been tonight, because he has shut down Jim Jackson, who's only 1 of 9.
Absolutely. I mean, that's the thing about Doug Christie. Even when he's not scoring, he finds a way to be valuable. And that's what good players should do. Always find a way to be valuable for your team.
Three to shoot. Gatling hits. Two-pointer. His foot was on the line. Gatling has 36 for the ball game.
Well, the Cavs, as they should, know where Chris Gatling is.
Fourth quarter action, and the Kings lead by 5. 2 more for Webber.
Well, Webb's drive to the basket the last time set up that really open jump shot. So see, Webb's probably feeling like he's got his game pretty much on track.
Gatling, who already has a career high in points, Henderson was fouled. They'll go to the line. Doug Christie got him. For Christie, it's his 4th foul.
Now watch Chris Gatling wide open, certainly at the end of the shot clock, and there it is. Fortunately, he was on the line, just barely. Had he been a foot behind, that's an extra point.
Yeah, his career high had been 35, but it's now 36 and counting.
Well, that's what we want to do. We want to help a lot of guys have career highs.
Well, I bet Rick Gatling would not like that comment, right? You know,
Rick would not agree with anything about that. I'm telling you, he would like to stop these career highs anytime now.
86-80.
And I think the Kings feel the same way. And I mean, maybe by having several of these career kind of nights by guys early in the year, maybe you won't see them later on.
Well, Christie, well-deserved break because he's been doing a tremendous job on defense. 5 to shoot. Peja Stojakovic. That was impressive. He has 22.
It sure was impressive. That's a good defender that he just lit up for that basket. He's smiling at the bench saying, yes, I got some moves, fellas. Just watch. And that's something the Kings need to do. You got to get Peja some more shots.
Jackson, no. Weber, Pollard, a lead for Barry. And he'll go to the line for 2. And he's hurt. He got hit on the hand. And it appears to be his shooting hand.
Now watch Scott Pollard throwing the ball ahead. Here's John Barry going right to the basket. Henderson, there's the foul. And then here's Traylor still involved and knocks John Barry into the crowd. I think his wrist might have got hurt as he went into the guardrail. But here's JB showing a lot of courage, taking the hit, still going. And there's 290 pounds. Swish.
Our cameraman John Claiborne, his heart stopped momentarily there, and now the Kings will use a timeout. John Barry, there's John, good job there, buddy.
Showing a lot of heart there.
Well, JB grasping that shooting hand. 88-80 here in the 4th. $88-80 Sacramento. Let's get down to Jim Costa more.
You know, we've talked about this in the past, but defense is something that certainly bears note. Tonight, going into the 4th quarter, the Kings held an 82-77 lead. Look what they've done in the 4th quarters of their last 12 ball games. They've held opponents at least at or under 20 points each time, and the shooting percentage is way down. Not only are they attacking the opposition shots, they're even extending out to the three-point line. Opponents are shooting just 20% beyond the arc. Kings have a lead. They've given up just 3 points here in the 4th quarter to start. Let's see if they can continue onto that trend. Grant and Jerry, back to you guys.
All right, and you look at John Barry, who looks like he's all right. He's flexing that hand. Cleveland 1 of 4 in this 4th quarter.
Well, and as you said, Grant, I mean, John Barry was limping a little bit also. It looks like as they got the hand healed, his leg healed at the same time. So kind of a miraculous job by Pete Youngman, the trainer.
Well, the Monarchs begin play again this summer, and they have a heck of a lineup. You can watch them, and all you have to do is place your deposit on Monarch season tickets by calling 916-419-WNBA. That's 419-WNBA. Place your deposit tomorrow.
Bobby Jackson putting a little pressure on Anthony Johnson, trying to extend Kings defense, establish that strong 4th quarter defense Jim Cosmore was just talking about. And there's Scott Pollard proving it.
A 4-on-2. Pollard from Weber. Stopped away very nicely by Traylor, but he stepped out of bounds.
Well, a nice pass by Chris Weber. Found Scott Pollard looked like for an open layup, but Robert Traylor, good hands, knocked it loose.
Kings have their biggest lead of the ball game. Kings are, I think, very close to really just blowing this thing wide open and letting Rick Gatling relax for the final 6 minutes of this game.
Well, they are, but that's close and doing it. It's two different things, and that's why you really got to get a couple more on the board and some more good stops, and you're there.
Oh, look at Weber! That was impressive.
Woo! I mean, will that make your heart pump Kool-Aid or what?
Tractor trailer showing his attributes, not the real good foot speed. And the Kings lead by 12. Jackson, track meet, 4-on-2. Stojakovic all the way, yes. move. Chris Webber saying, see you later. Michigan against Michigan. It's all Webber. Here's the difference at Folsom Automall, the official automall partner of the Sacramento Kings. And speaking of the Folsom Automall, the Folsom Lake Toyota Crunch Time Keys, Jerry.
Well, value the ball. Take care of it. No turnovers. Second, get Pages some shots. Guy's been making them. Get him some more, and then make your free throws down the stretch.
And the foul, Miller bumped by Bobby Jackson. And 2 shots upcoming.
Now here's Anthony Johnson as he gets blocked by Scott Pollard. Bobby Jackson just explodes out of there past Chris Gatling, throws the ball ahead to Pollard, finds Peja, a little up and under. Nicely done by the Peja.
Gatling out with his career-high 36.
I think Chris was getting, Gatling getting a little tired and not getting back on defense. Randy Whitman probably going to give him a blow and then try to make one last run at this Kings team.
94-82. And Murray knocked it out of bounds. 7 on the shot clock.
Kings playing a little two-man game. Chris Webber, Pages, Stojakovic weren't able to really get anything going. Lamont Murray knocking the ball out.
And it's Cleveland coming up with the ball. 18 Sacramento turnovers and a block on Pollard.
Boy, it's not every day you see Scott Pollard get bounced around like a rubber ball, but Robert Traylor's big enough to do that.
Hey, law of physics, 290 against 260.
Boy, Robert Traylor, I mean that guy he could put up hay for you all day long.
And I'll tell you, I think 290 is, I think he's over 290. He looks heavier than 290, but
he's very athletic. That's the thing about him. He's got good feet, very, very athletic. He's just one of those guys that probably needs to lose a little more weight and a few more years in the league.
And it's out of bounds. It will be Cleveland basketball.
Well, Bobby Jackson just couldn't believe how open he was. Right there, 4 foot away from the hoop, nobody near, but missed the shot.
Trajan Langdon hits a 3.
Well, Trajan Langdon's just one of those guys that's an absolutely pure shooter. A little bit small for the 2-guard position, but he's one of those guys, when he gets shots, he makes them.
94-85. Trailer stepped in front of that, and the Kings again careless. That's 19 turnovers, and they're allowing Cleveland to stay in the game and get back in it. And a foul called offensively on Murray. And a technical foul on Murray. Little extracurricular activity. And now the Kings will go to the other end and shoot the technical free throw.
Well, John Barry, watch here. Gets established position just as Lamont Murray drops that shoulder into his chest, and then a little kick there at the end. Certainly frustrated about the foul call, maybe. There you see the knock, right into Barry's chest, and then a little kick. I don't think he really meant to get Barry. He was just frustrated at the call, but nonetheless the tee.
And that makes it 95-85.
But as you said, 2 turnovers last 2 possessions. Kings have got to start taking care of the basketball. Make sure you get a shot.
Peja 3. Langdon with the board. Now Trailer posting on Pollard. That's got to be an offensive foul. That's crazy. You can't. I don't understand how you can allow that. He's just lowering the shoulder and barreling into Pollard.
He moved about 2 people 5 yards.
And a rebound, Webber.
Well, great effort, second effort by Chris Webber getting on the board. taking care of the miss.
Bobby Jackson called for a foul in the backcourt.
Now we'll get a good look at some of the physical play. Here's Robert Traylor going right back into Scott Pollard.
There, that one.
It does look like Pollard has position. Now that Weber's got position. I will say this for Robert Traylor. If you were a running back, wouldn't you like to run right behind him?
Wow, you've got that right.
Oh, now here's C. Webb. Watch him hustle on John Barry's miss and just put it up. That's just great second effort by the Sacramento Kings and Chris Webber.
But Jerry, that elbow by Traylor, once he made it into the paint, it's got to be an offensive foul, doesn't it?
By rule it is. Of course it's not unless they call it, which they didn't. But by my definition, and most, I think it's a case where the officials just missed it, quite honestly.
But you're right. Having him as a pulling guard or tackle in front of you, I think he'd make a couple of yards carrying a football.
I think you could.
97-85. And Stojakovic has 27.
And that's just a great look from Chris Webber. Got the double team, found Peja. Peja found the shot he wanted.
And the Kings 5 minutes and 26 seconds away from winning their 23rd game of the season. Well, you see the score by quarters. High-scoring first quarter. Things have slowed down since then. But the Kings with a big advantage here in the fourth. And that gets us to tonight's game summary, presented by Carl's Jr. Without us, some guys would starve. Well, look at that. A lot of points, Jerry. And how about Chris Webber, 28, 13, 4 blocks. And Gatling with a career-high 36. But I really think maybe the biggest bright spot for Sacramento tonight has been the play of Jason Williams.
I would agree totally. I mean, Jason has come out aggressive early on offensively. Certainly his work defensively just had a strong game.
And Jason able to save Christie.
I think Jason want to come over here and tell you about it.
Christie with the layup, too hard. Pollard, and they'll reset the offense.
Good hustle by Scott Pollard. Again, Kings getting a second chance opportunity.
Jason looking for 3 more, and it rims out. Miller, and it counts. Pollard was in the circle, and Miller to the line.
Well, Andre Miller, he just really impresses you. Look at him. He's just going to take the ball coast to coast. Scott Pollard gets there late, and he's inside that dotted area. So just an outstanding play by a second-year guard out of Utah, Andre Miller.
Boy, Scott Pollard just went up to the official and said, hey, I've been getting forearms in my chest all night. Just call one, please. (99-87), 4:38 left. And a technical foul on Pollard. I don't understand that at all. I really don't. I think that's ridiculous.
For whatever reason, felt that Scott Pollard maybe had too many opinions, and he's coming over to try to discuss it. I don't think the official wants to hear it.
Scott Pollard said to the official, why are you walking away from me? I'm just talking to you. Now Rick Adelman.
Yeah, Rick's doing the right thing, trying to take up for his player. Certainly try to let Scott get back in the game and concentrate on the game. (99-89), 4:38 left. Really does seem like Scott Pollard doesn't get many breaks. It's just one of those young guys that time will change that, though.
Oh, look at Jason Williams.
Well, the Cavs came out in a half-court trap, and boy, it's very difficult to trap Jason Williams.
I haven't seen anybody do
it would
take
take like a bear trap, actually.
Christie. And this game is basically over. 4:04 left.
Yeah, Chris Gatling was kind of put back in the game in the half-court trap in order kind of a last-ditch gasp, and certainly neither thing has had any effect so far.
Miller, Andre Miller now has 21.
Jay Will needs to do a little better job of staying in front of Andre Miller. He's gotten past him to the basket a couple times.
Kind of a quiet 21 tonight for Andre Miller. Oh, he's got 23 now. Maybe the game's not over. It's 103-93. All of a sudden, it's a 10-point game with 3:35 left.
Well, I think Andre Miller had kind of been waiting for that opportunity. Jay Will kind of came up with a high dribble. Andre Miller right there to take it.
Weber, and he's fouled. He'll go to the line for a pair. Weatherspoon picks up the personal.
Now watch Jay Will go through this half-court trap. Nobody to pick up. Jay Will says, if you're not going to pick me up, take it out of the net.
Third foul on Spoon. And Chris Weber, perfect from the line. I'll tell you, free throw shooting, as you look at Christie, Jerry, has been just outstanding tonight. Sacramento 19 of 20 from the free throw line.
Well, it really should be a good free throw shooting team. Really, everybody on the court are good shooters. And that certainly gives this team a chance to win more close games, because you got to make free throws to win close games.
And Miller fouled in the open court. He'll go to the line for two.
Well, Andre Miller, I mean, there's no quit in that young man. I mean, he's going to fight right to the end. And so far, Kings haven't had an answer for him in these last couple of minutes. You got to give the Cavs a lot of credit. I mean, they come in here with no centers even on their roster, and really banged up, no depth at all. But they've played very well.
This is the first of a 6-game road trip that will end on the 19th of this month in Denver. They have to go to the Clippers, Vancouver, Golden State, Portland before they get to Denver.
Well, I sure think Randy Whitman's done a nice job with this team. This was a team that nobody expected to, hardly win 30 games. And even with all the injuries, they may well win 40, 45 games.
Ten points, Sacramento lead with 3 minutes left. Weber, 3 to shoot. Kings by 10 here, late fourth. Miller, who has scored 12 here in the fourth quarter, not this time. Oh, nice pass to Weber, and he's fouled. He'll go to the line for two. Held up, and Jimmy Jackson prevents the hard fall. And a timeout with 2:31 left. We'll come back. Chris Weber will be at the free throw line with the Kings leading by 10. 105-95, late fourth at Sacramento. Well, last year the Sharks upset the Blues in a memorable 7-game playoff series. These same two teams tomorrow at the Shark Tank, 7 o'clock, only on Fox Sports Net, your exclusive home of the Sharks.
Well, you'd think the Sharks could beat a bunch of musical notes, right?
I'll tell you one thing, the Sharks are having one outstanding season. They are for real this year. They get great goaltending, Jerry. I know that's something that you concentrate on when you watch hockey. And they got the good defense, getting a timely scoring, and they are on a big-time roll. Chris Weber, 30 points, 13 rebounds, 5 assists, 4 blocks.
Really didn't know skaters could get on a roll.
Well, you know what? You just don't watch enough hockey.
Now we need to see Webb get on a roll on this free throw.
Now, how about the road trip? That would be nice. He's been on a roll the whole season. He just needs to continue it, but he misses 2. And Hito's saying, what was that? Well, what did Chris just do?
Well, Hito was in deep thought, no question.
And nice patience in the paint there by Miller.
Well, good pass from Lamont Murray, but Andre Miller just showing how gifted a young player he is.
105-97. Nice job of using the clock here by Sacramento, and now it's Christie from 3. That's just great patience. Very good ball movement. 108-97. Christie thought he was hit on the elbow. Weatherspoon with the jump hook. Rebound, Stojakovic. Peja. And back the other way we go. And it's Gatling. He's got 38. 108.99.
Well, still 9 points in minute 16. Kings really need to use some clock, probably score again.
Stojakovic, he's got 27. The step back. And it comes to Weber. Nice job by Christie. No need to shoot. Use the clock. And Sacramento is going to end up with a record of 5-2 on the 7-game homestand, and the fans on their feet to say thank you for a memorable 2 weeks of basketball. Jackson. He was due after 1 of 10 to get an easy basket, and he did. 108-101. This 7-game homestand has been like a playoff series in terms of the excitement. This has been the only game that the score and the winner was not in doubt with 3 minutes left. All the other games came down to the last shot. Weber, no. Pollard. And here we go. It'll be 108-103. 4 seconds left. And so Sacramento with the win goes to 23-9. And they will say goodbye to Arco Arena until the 17th of January. 5-2 on the 7-game homestand. Chris Gatling a career high 38, but it was not enough. The Kings win it 108-103. And Jerry, 5-2 with Philadelphia, Charlotte, Phoenix, Minnesota, Indiana. I mean, with the teams on the schedule, that's nothing to be ashamed about.
Oh, absolutely not. This is definitely a good homestand. A lot of good basketball played. But, hey, it's over. And now you're going on the road. And the Kings, every night out, every road win's tough to get. So Kings got to keep that in mind.
All right, we'll come back with our post-game guest. Kings win it 108-103. You've been watching Kings basketball on Fox Sports Net.